Fitzgerald for Warriors.com. A chance to sit down with Warriors Assistant General Manager Bob Myers, and let's talk basketball for a second here. Assess just generally where you view the needs of this team.
Well, if you look at the team, clearly you can improve personnel in some way, shape, or form. You always look to do that. You don't just look to do it. You try to make moves that make sense. Size is always something I value and feel like you need. You're never going to get the perfect size. You're never going to have the 6'5" point guard, the 6'6" 2 guard, the 6'8" 3, the 6'10" 4, and the 7'5". That just, you have to give it up somewhere. So you do your best to me, from my opinion, you value size, and then you obviously have to have some depth. But at the same time, I think that sometimes people make moves and panic, and then ultimately look back and say we were better off not doing something. Mm-hmm. So you really have to look at it. You got to be smart about it. You have to take risks, but you have to be smart about it. This specific team, I would say, the one thing that I think can be improved immediately is just a commitment to defense. Just changing the whole culture defensively. Because if you just took this team, this personnel right now that exists, and said we're going to commit to being a better defensive team, just that's it. Because I think this team can score just because of talent. So you have to look at the defense and you have to say, whoever's on the court, whoever we put out there when the season starts, those guys, whoever they are, and if it's the same guys, it's the same guys, you have to commit to playing defense. And that would be my number one change, I would say, because we're going to do our best to improve the roster and get the best 5 guys and best 8, 9 bench rotation guys that we can. But after that, it's up to them to commit to playing defense. Teams that are winning now are playing defense.
This is a team that could grow together. There's definitely a core that took a 10-win improvement, but should just be better as they mature and become better players.
Yeah, Bob, that's right on, because I represented Darrell, and nobody thought Darrell could do what he did last season. But he's only 25 or 26 years old. So I think one thing our league does that I don't like is we're very quick to label somebody either as a great player or as a player that can't play. We do it out of the box. There'll be a rookie this year that'll come into the league, and we'll say, this guy's great. And then he'll kind of slow down in his second year, maybe he doesn't have a great work ethic. And by the time he's in his 3rd or 4th year, we'll have all been wrong. And then there'll be players, don't make the rookie team, don't make the sophomore team, and all of a sudden in the 3rd year you say, oh, this guy's getting better. He's getting really good. So you have to remember most of the players we're drafting now are 19, 20 years old. Mm-hmm. That is not the peak of anybody's career. And what we have to do is find the guys. This is what we have to do in the draft. In the draft, you have to find the guys that you think are going to get better. You have to believe whoever you're drafting is going to get better. Very few of these guys are finished products. And then in free agency or trade, you have to find the assets that are undervalued. You have to find the Darrell Wrights. Great player, but in Miami, he stood in the corner. How do you know how good a guy is? You have to look at it and say, you know what? This guy's being underutilized, and he would be great in our system.
Tell me the secret world of the draft here. Tell me the agent game, and then you're aware of that now because you're on the team game, so you're going to see who the games they're trying to run. Tell people what that's like.
The draft is a crazy thing. It is a crazy thing, and I've been in that green room, and I've been told things by teams that have not been accurate, and things change very, very quickly. Trades, player puts on a hat, says the Warriors. 5 minutes later, he's putting on a different hat. It's an intense process. It's an exciting one. Best thing you can do is be prepared. I think agents do the best to be prepared. And from the team side now, we have to do our best to be prepared.
If at 11, the Warriors' brain trust liked a certain player, knowing that player might fall to them or be available is a huge intellectual asset. Yeah. And so reading those first 10 picks and what those other teams are doing, that information would be really valuable.
Yeah, 100%, Bob. And I think that that can really help you. It can really help you knowing who might be there when you draft. Help you via trade, for one, and then also help you in preparing if you think your guy's not going to be there, being ahead of the game and saying, you know what, we have the 11th pick right now, let's either get up to get him or let's get back. If there's a player we identify in this draft as the guy we want, and we're banking on, and this is where it gets really tricky, because if you're going to make a decision based on something somebody tells you, and there's never 100%, best you can get is 99. There's always that 1% something happens. And he tells you, look, my guy's gone, or my guy's going to be there. We're going to make decisions based on that. You have to make decisions based on information, but you have to know who you're talking to. If I called one agent and asked him where his guy was going, I have to know that he's a super optimistic guy.
Okay.
You know what? If he says his guy's going 5, his guy's probably going 8 or 9 or
Okay.
10. Then I have to know which guy is spot on. He's done his homework. He doesn't mess around. If he says his guy is going 5 and no later than 5 or 6 or 7, then I know, and I say to that guy, is your guy going to be there at 11? Okay, is he going to be? I need to know. I don't care where he's going. Is he going to be there when we pick? The guy says to me, and I have to know the guy. It's not just I know his name and I have his cell phone. I have to know him. And he says he's gone. Then I can hang up the phone and know that he is not going to be there and move on in a different direction.
Well, I tell you, from Monte Vista High School to UCLA to coming in up 30 or down 30, you're in the starting lineup now on the front office side basketball-wise, Bob. Appreciate you spending some time, and we'll have more with Bob Myers and certainly on the draft and everything all summer with the Warriors right here on Warriors.com.